Let me ask you something personal. Have you noticed lately that life feels different? Maybe your dreams are sharper, filled with symbols you can't quite explain. Maybe you've started to feel like there's more to you than the roles you play, more than the parent, the partner, the worker, or even the success story you've built. If you're over 40, chances are you've lived through enough change to sense this shift. And deep inside, you know, something bigger is happening. This isn't just about getting older. It's about waking up to who you really are, and to a new way of living that feels lighter, clearer, more connected. In the next few minutes, I want to walk with you through that awakening. Why you are no longer just human, and how you can step into this higher dimension with confidence, love, and purpose. Stay with me, because this could change everything. Awakening to who you really are. Beyond the roles, labels, and masks. Let me ask you something. When was the last time you looked in the mirror and felt like something inside you was shifting? Not just your face getting a little older. Not just another wrinkle, but a deeper feeling. Like you're not quite the same person you used to be. For many people, especially after 35 or 40, this question starts to surface. Who am I really? You've worn so many roles: parent, provider, leader, caretaker. You've built a career, maybe raised kids, maybe walked through heartbreak or loss. But underneath all those titles and experiences, there's a whisper inside you. A whisper that says, there's more to me than all of this. For most of our lives, we've been taught to identify ourselves by what we do and what we own. In the old world, the so-called third dimension, identity was glued to achievement. The job title on your business card, the size of your house, the number in your bank account. And when those things were strong, you felt worthy. But when they slipped away, through job loss, retirement, divorce, you might have felt empty, like the floor was pulled out from under you. That's the trap of 3D living, believing your worth equals your roles and labels. But here's the awakening. In this new energy, this higher dimension, you're being invited to see yourself differently, to see that all those masks are temporary. They're costumes you've worn on this stage of life, useful for a while, but not the full story of who you are. Who you are at your core is something eternal. Spirit, consciousness, awareness, the breath of life that animates every cell of your body. Let me give you a real example. I once spoke with a man who had poured everything into his career. He was respected, successful, and his entire identity was wrapped around being the guy who gets things done. Then, retirement came. The phone stopped ringing. He said, I felt invisible, like I didn't matter anymore. But through prayer, reflection, and slowing down, he discovered something powerful. I am not my work. I am love. I am presence. And from that place, he found joy again. He started mentoring young men in his community. He grew closer with his family. And he said, for the first time, I feel like I'm really living. This is what happens when you awaken to your true self. Now let's be honest. One of the biggest mistakes many of us make is thinking our identity is locked into money, job, or social status. And when those things shift, we panic. We think, if I'm not a manager anymore, who am I? If my kids are grown, what's left for me? The truth? You are so much more than your resume, more than your possessions, more than the roles you've played. Those things come and go. But the deeper you, the one who observes, who learns, who loves, that never fades. And here's the small but life-changing lesson. When you stop clinging to the masks, you free yourself from fear, from comparison, from feeling less than. Suddenly, you're not competing with anyone. You're not trapped by the past. You're simply awake. So let me ask you directly. Maybe you've been through loss, divorce, or retirement. Maybe you've asked yourself, what's left of me now? The truth is, more than you could ever imagine. There's a deeper identity waiting to be lived, one that can't be taken away. And once you taste it, everything else looks different. Because here's the beauty. When you awaken to who you really are, you're ready for the next step, living in a higher dimension every single day. This is where your life gains clarity, purpose, and power. So let's talk about that next. Living in the fifth dimension, how to walk with purpose and power every day. Now let's talk about something that might sound a little out there at first. Living in the fifth dimension. Don't worry, this isn't about floating in the clouds or running away from real life. It's about the way you choose to live, moment by moment. You see, most of us were trained to live in what I call the 3D world. That world is full of fear, rivalry, comparison. It's the world where success means more than the next person, where mistakes feel like failure, and where anger often takes the wheel. But the 5D life, it's different. It's a life rooted in love, compassion, and unity. And here's the best part. It's not something far away. It's available to you, right here, in the middle of your everyday life. Think about it. In the 3D world, when someone cuts you off in traffic, your blood pressure rises, your hands grip the wheel, and you're ready to shout. In the 5D world, the same situation happens, but you pause. You take a deep breath, and maybe you think, they could be rushing to the hospital. They could be scared. They could just be human. Then you let it go. That one small moment, that one choice, is you stepping into the fifth dimension. See, it's not about leaving behind your responsibilities or sitting on a mountaintop meditating for hours. That's the biggest misunderstanding. The 5D way of living is woven into the everyday. How you talk to your spouse, how you greet your neighbor, how you treat your own body. Let me give you a simple roadmap, something you can actually practice. Gratitude journal. Each morning, write down 3 things you're thankful for. Doesn't matter how small. Silent moments. 10 minutes a day. Turn off the TV and the phone and just listen to your breath. Acts of kindness. Do something good for someone without expecting anything back. Speak light. Instead of complaining, find one encouraging word to share. Body care. Drink water. Eat with awareness. Take a short walk. Your body is the vessel carrying your light. It sounds simple, but these small acts shift the energy of your entire day. I know a man who was 55 when he started trying this. He had been drinking too much, stressed about work, snapping at his family. One morning, he decided to keep a gratitude journal. At first, he struggled to find anything to write. But slowly, he noticed the sound of birds in the morning, the smell of fresh coffee, the smile of his granddaughter. He paired that with 10 minutes of quiet time and a short prayer. Within weeks, he told me, I feel like I've stepped into another world. He wasn't exaggerating. His health improved, his temper softened, his relationships healed. That's the 5D life in action. And here's the real lesson. The fifth dimension isn't about escaping life. It's about entering it fully, with love and clarity. It's about living with purpose and walking each day with quiet power. Now, if you've been listening closely, you may already be asking yourself, how do I take this even further? How do I keep from slipping back into the old 3D patterns? That's exactly where we're heading next. This is not about escaping reality. It's about transforming it. You are no longer just human. You are light, you are love, and every step you take can shift the world around you. And if something in today's message spoke to you, let it sit in your heart. Let it guide you in the small choices you make tomorrow morning. I would love to hear your story too. Maybe you've had a moment where you felt that shift, from fear to love, from anger to peace. Share it in the comments, not just for me, but because your words might be the light someone else needs today. And if you want more reminders like this, you're welcome to stay connected here. When you follow this channel, you and I keep walking this path together, step by step, heart by heart. Until then, keep shining. The world needs your light more than you know.